you wrote episode 110,
Yes,
and now usually Terrier episodes shoot in how many days?
8 days.
8 days, and then
7 days.
7 days.
Some were 8, some were 7.
And what made 110 sort of special in that?
Oh, 110 was very special because I only had 6 days
6 days
to make that episode. That was the idea. We had, as is often will happen when you're starting a show, we're kind of finding our feet for the first few episodes, which meant that we were, pushing the limits to see sort of how many locations we needed and how many days we needed to shoot things. And we spent a little bit more money than we would have liked at first.
Right.
So we needed an episode in there that could be shot in 6 days with less guest cast, with less locations, less expense, to kind of offset some of the overages that we'd had up till then. So it was really a financial decision in order to do that. And I decided I should do it since I probably had the most production experience of any of the writers. And so I knew how to write something that could be shot in 6 days.
How do you take something that is financially motivated at the start and turn it into something creative and watchable? I mean, how did you find that story?
Well, I mean, I don't think that it necessarily limits how creative something can be. In fact, by starting with certain parameters that you have to work within, it can actually force you to be a little bit more creative. And I wanted to do a story that was a little bit more interior. And by that I actually don't just mean in terms of the sets, but in terms of the characters. Something that was a little bit more about the main characters and their pasts. And I figured the best way to do that would be to tell one of the stories of Hank when he was a cop, and to play sort of a present day story in the police station and the story from the past on the same sets, also in the police station. And that way you could be in something as confined as, say, an interrogation room with just 2 people talking to each other, with other people watching from the observation room. You could be in that room for long stretches of drama. But if you're intercutting between the past and the present, it doesn't feel like you're being stifled into one tiny place for long, talky scenes. I mean, the very fact that it's going from today to 3 years ago makes it feel more expansive and feel more open than it might actually be physically.